Welcome to PCW Ultra Mutiny. What's going on, people? This is Mike Simmons, and this week we have a loaded show with some international star power. In our main event, the highly anticipated rematch between MVP and the Almighty Sheik from The Shining. Now, in the heated aftermath of their chaotic brawl at Release the Kraken, MVP was desperate for one more chance to settle the score. It was only after legal counsel MK secured an open contract that allowed Sheik to name his stipulation was the match then made official. These two will collide in a Syrian Death Match. We'll also bring you this hidden gem from High Tide. Fenix takes on Xtreme Tiger in a high-flying lucha exhibition from our ultralight division. But kicking things off this week, another slice of Ultra history. This time, from Relentless in 2016, the current Ultra Champion, Alexander Hammerstone, makes his debut against his longtime tag partner, the Soul Fighter, Joe Graves. On the call, as always, the voices of PCW Ultra, Todd Kennelly and Christian Cole.
The following contest scheduled for one fall entrance to first. From Valhalla, weighing 241 pounds, Hammerstone.
Hammerstone out of Valhalla, making his Pacific Coast Wrestling debut, but clearly no stranger to the fans here. Christian Cole, he's competed in the West Coast, he's competed in the Pacific Northwest, out down in the Southwest. This guy can go.
That's exactly right, Todd Kennelly. You know, Hammerstone often gets compared to Thor, but to me, Thor has got nothing on Alexander Hammerstone.
His opponent, from Tuckahoe, weighing 238 pounds, the Soul Fighter, Joe Graves.
Joe Graves doesn't have to take a backseat to anybody. I know that you're well versed in the art of submission grappling in MMA. You've been around the sport. Talk about the credentials of this man.
This is a three-time world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. What that means is there's no striking involved. So what you're gonna see with Joe Graves today is a mat-based, submission-based effort on the mat and submission-based wrestling. I'm excited to see these two styles go together. Joe Graves, again, a double-degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and he's gonna display it here at PCW.
But here in the PCW, Squared Circle has to show that he's not a one-trick pony. Striking gonna certainly come into play here, but a lot of history between Hammerstone and Graves. You could say good friends, perhaps better rivals. They've teamed up in the past, but they've also had some incredible matches one-on-one as well.
You know, just like we recently talked about on the PCW podcast that you could find at PCW's Facebook, we discussed the fact that these two guys are friends, but there are no friends here in this 20-foot squared circle. These guys are vying for a spot here at PCW, and it will be proven today who's going to be on the back and who's going to be on top for 1, 2, 3.
Graves has been here since the dawning of Pacific Coast Wrestling. An incredible heated rivalry with Timothy Thatcher, and there you see the sportsmanship, the shake of the hand, but you can expect the meter of intensity to go up in this one. Collar and elbow tie-up, perhaps the advantage in strength department goes to Hammerstone, but you got to be careful. You don't want to get too close and get locked in there with Graves.
Yeah, you know, Graves, look, you see Graves exasperated already. He likes to wrestle. He doesn't want to be broken up in the corner by the referee. He doesn't want to have any technicalities like the ropes or anything like that happen. What he wants is to just continue to wrestle, to take this down to the mat and to try and submit Alexander Hammerstone.
Excellent point there, Christian. It will be his game to look for the submission. That is how he's finished the majority of his matches. Beautiful amateur style takedown, going for a ride and taking the back early of Hammerstone. And this is not where you want to be in there with the jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah, that's right. You know, this could be dangerous for Hammerstone. I mean, look at that. Now, putting the arm, ooh.
Crucifix into the cover.
That's a phenomenal sweep by Graves, putting him into the crucifix, hitting both shoulders on the mat, now dicking his head and doing it again. You know, this is what I'm talking about. This is the acumen of Joe Graves, really wrestling his opponents with wrist control, operating in a different real manner than most professional wrestlers do.
Trying to crank him over, perhaps, submission strategy here, and maybe looking for a pin attempt again, but pretty awfully close to the ropes. And that just goes to show you the leverage of Graves. Not too many people can get Hammerstone in a pinning predicament multiple times in the opening minutes of a matchup.
No, you're exactly right. You know, Hammerstone probably one of the strongest guys in PCW. I mean, the physique, the presence, the time in the gym that Alexander Hammerstone puts in. I mean, you know, but he hasn't faced a guy like this before here at PCW. Really, it's his debut, but in his career, you know, these guys were tag partners. Now having to face each other, you'd think he might be ready. You think he might know a little bit about Graves and what to expect, but in reality, it's hard to.
Repositioning is there for Hammerstone, but you can say that all you want, but you can have all the defense in the world. How are you going to defend against a 3-time world champion jiu-jitsu artist? So, you know, Hammerstone's got to create distance. He's going to have to strike, get something going. The pace quickens. The athleticism of Hammerstone. Leapfrog and Graves to the outside. Going to the sideline is going to take a timeout.
Yeah. Hammerstone actually trying to leapfrog there, expecting Graves to return, but Graves always a smart opponent going out to the outside and tricking Hammerstone. Ooh, wow. That was a hell of a dropkick baseball slide there.
Great crowd on hand here in Torrance, California, packing the house yet again for Pacific Coast Wrestling. Hammerstone, is he gonna chase to the outside here? Bouncing around, maybe gonna dive. The big man gonna fly. Oh my goodness.
Wow, what a huge dive going backwards and over the top rope. You know, I can't stress the difficulty of that type of dive. Hammerstone pulling out all of the stops here at his debut at PCW.
Christian Cole, you said Thor's got nothing on this guy. Well, Hammerstone just flew through the air and knocked Graves right on his Asgard.
That's exactly right, Todd Kennelly. But now look, if you look, Graves having control of the boot there and just giving him an old-fashioned chop. And you can tell now, Graves is a little frustrated. He's not doing the mat wrestling. He's not going with the jiu-jitsu. Now just striking his opponent, slamming him into the outside apron. It's got to be because of the frustration from Graves that he's leaving his jiu-jitsu at home for now, and now he's just going straight into a brawl style.
Looks like he's throwing that friendship right out the window as well. The referee allowing some lenience here. These men fight, putting on the brakes as Graves heads up moving. Got him with a vicious elbow, echoing off the walls here. Came crashing down like a wave of the Pacific Ocean. Overhead belly to belly suplex.
Goodness! You could hear it, you could feel it here at PCW Arena. The thud of the floor of Joe Graves taking a back over body drop onto the floor. That was incredible.
Overhead belly to belly suplex.
That's exactly what I said, Todd Kennelly.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, Christian Cole, with friends like these, who need enemies? My goodness, a throw to the outside. Hammerstone had rolled back in, veteran instincts to break the count, now going for the cover. Hook of the leg, trying to put him away, and this has been fun to watch.
It really has been fun. You know, these two guys, as you said, are friends, but in reality, it doesn't seem like it right now. They're beating the crap out of each other. What's this? What's he doing here? Look at here.
Looking for a variation of the abdominal stretch, so gonna stretch the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner plane. Oh, quiet please.
Oh, wow. And the thud of the ribs of Joe Graves echoing through the PCW arena here. Big elbows there. See, this is what I'm talking about. The jiu-jitsu on the side now. He's really just going with a lot of striking, more of an MMA approach by Joe Graves. Oh, my goodness.
Man, what a shot there, excuse me. Huge forearm. And Hammerstone, when he was moving, when he was flying, when he was creating distance, he had the advantage. When Graves gets a hold of you, you're in trouble. Hammerstone now, he's got him up. He's thinking Stonebreaker. He's put a lot of guys away with this. Can he hit it?
Oh,
Graves.
My God. I don't know if Graves knows where he is right now. He just sort of, veteran instincts just took him to the outside onto the apron there.
You call it veteran instincts. I call it luck. Fortunate that he got to the outside. Hammerstone trying to go with the full court press, and now both guys in a scary position here, Christian.
Yeah, they really are here on the apron. If you look there, the right hand by Alexander Hammerstone setting him up. Look at this.
Hammerstone looking for that fireman's carry on the apron. Don't tell me he's gonna German suplex him on the apron or maybe out to the floor. He's got the half Nelson, right on the apron. My goodness, just crumbles.
Wow, I cannot believe what I just saw. I'm going to be surprised if either of these guys are able to answer the 10 count. Both of them just flailing on the floor. I mean, Hammerstone might be out.
Both guys completely out. When you see the other side of Graves' body, it is glowing red from those previous shots. His body's got lit up like a Christmas tree. Both guys, I mean, this has been an absolute war. They're throwing everything in their playbooks. The count breaks, and this match is going to continue. And how can these two keep it up, Christian? high-impact moves. I mean, they've traded since the opening bell.
Yeah, this is incredible action here. I mean, these guys really, you know, you would think that they were strangers in a bar. They just hated each other. But they're actually best friends. They're actually tag team partners in other regions across the country. You can even tell both of them adorning the same gear.
Pretty cool to see them go at it. Make amazing opponents. Can you imagine these two as a team? How formidable would they be?
Look at this. What is he doing here? Look at this.
Had a variation of a shoulder lock, almost like an omoplata, trying to turn it into a pinning combination, trying to get those shoulders down.
Actually, Todd, I think he's not. Well, now it's moot anyway now because Hammerstone going to the rope, grabbing the rope, and the referee is going to go ahead and Mickey Moreno is going ahead and break these two up.
I think fatigue is setting in at this point,
well, sure.
Christian, and who could blame them?
Yeah, sure. They've been wrestling for at least 10 minutes now. I mean, you know, I would venture to guess that any fan listening to this at home who's wrestles even 1 or 2 minutes would be completely exhausted. These two warriors now going on into 10 and towards 15 minutes of wrestling at a stalemate, really. No guy really taking the advantage quite yet.
Hard pressed for either one to sustain the advantage. It has been back and forth since the opening bell. They've gone high risk, they've gone high impact, they've shown fundamentals. As we talked about, Pacific Coast Wrestling, the full spectrum, professional wrestling, you're seeing it on display. In this match alone, Hammerstone looking to boot goes upstairs with the enziguri. Again, the agility of this athlete, unbelievable.
Yeah, and if you look at Graves' eyes right now, they are glossed over. He has no idea where he is, using the rope to hold himself up. Now the turnbuckle. I kind of worried about him a little bit. The ref should be checking on him to make sure that he's still there and that he can continue. They're now veteran referee Mickey Moreno going over there to make sure that he's okay. He's deemed Joe Graves okay to continue. Graves throwing a wild right hand, not really knowing where his opponent Hammerstone is.
Yeah, he might be seeing 3 Hammerstones right now. Hit the one in the middle. The eyes were looking strange, but he is intelligently defending himself, at least for the moment. Swing and a miss there by Graves. The agility again by Hammerstone, incredible. Puts on the brakes, does Graves, and the pace quickens again, and my goodness, I don't know where they're finding it from, and I don't think we're gonna find the molars of Graves as well.
If anything deserves a replay, it was that kick right on the tip of the chin of Graves delivered by Alexander Hammerstone. That was an incredible kick.
Hit him with the fury of Thor's hammer, a little Milner there, and now creating the distance. And this is where Hammerstone's so dangerous. Turns him inside out, but will he get him down for the 1, 2, 3? Things are looking great for Joe, but he finds a way to kick out.
Wow, wow, wow. He actually kicked out, and he's looking over here at the commentary booth saying, no, 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 not yet, Hammerstone. We're going to go even further into this match. They have to be dead tired, Todd Kennelly.
No question, but now for the first time really in the matchup, it is the time of possession is on the side of Hammerstone. He's sustaining an advantage, but can he put him away?
What is this? Look at this now. Oh!
All his weight down, straight 12-6 on the clock, drove him straight into the canvas.
That's exactly right. A perfect way to describe it, Todd Kennelly. A 12-6 motion with his shoulder is taking Hammerstone directly into the center of the canvas, now pinning him here.
Swinging for the fences with that big shot. Hand was coming down for 3. Not a lot of daylight between the ref's hand and the mat. The referee's sweating bullets in there. He's getting his work in.
Yeah, as long as this match has gone on, it's looking like it's getting close to the end there. That was about 2.9 right there. Hammerstone almost out of this matchup. What's this?
He's trying to lock in that torturer's crown. His variation of that rear naked choke, he's put a lot of people away, but a big discus punch. Both guys can barely stand. Who wants it more? Scoop and a power slam by Graves. Gonna try and bury him 6 feet under for 3 seconds. Graves has him hooked.
So what Hammerstone needs to do here is he needs to take, he doesn't need to do that. This one's over. Incredible. Incredible match.
Your winner of the match, the Soul Fighter, Joe Graves.
That torturer's crown turned into a crown of thorns. The more you try and struggle, the deeper you're gonna get. Hammerstone, an incredible physical debut, but no choice. He got taken on a one-way trip to Taptown.
Victorious tonight at PCW. A lot of history between you and Alexander Hammerstone. Why was it important for you to come and prove yourself here tonight?
Well, he's the guy I'm always going to be compared to. tag partners, we're best friends. Everybody that's on Facebook knows about us, you know. So who'd better to prove yourself than the one guy worthy to be your partner? And we beat the hell out of each other tonight. So
You did. How are you feeling?
it's gonna be a long drive home tonight, I tell you that much. But PCW gave us this opportunity. We beat the hell out of each other. Still won though.
A hard-fought victory for Joe Graves, but also a very impressive debut for the future Ultra Champion. And you can watch the entire Relentless card, along with 4+ years of Ultra archives, anytime, anywhere, PCWOnDemand.com. Still to come, Xtreme Tiger and Rey Fenix go one-on-one in another hidden gem. Mutiny rolls on right after this.
In Japan, we have embraced many things from the West. We honor them. We celebrate them. And master them. In return, we offer something for you to enjoy. Sapporo, Japan's oldest beer brand, now brewed and enjoyed around the world. And our way of saying,
arigato.
Time to give a huge shout out to Odd Palace, the band that gave us The Unknown, which is the anthem of PCW Ultra Mutiny. It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, and streaming outlets everywhere. Next week on Mutiny, we close the book on the incredible year-long rivalry between the Soul Fighter Joe Graves and the submission specialist Timothy Thatcher. You just saw how aggressive, how dominant Graves can be against even his closest ally. Howlly fair against Thatcher's ruthless assault. It's the rubber match, Graves, Thatcher 3. Don't miss it.
Getting really kicking this thing off. You could say a little Viva La Lucha. This is going to be a pure Lucha Libre matchup. You know, I think back to a former PCW match, Mr. 450 taking on the Oracle. Cannot wait for this. Xtreme Tiger in the ring. What a match this should be. Great fans erupt here. Rey Fenix, the current Crash Lucha Libre Cruiserweight Champion. I believe that is the title he is bringing to the ring. So again, just another case on how the greatest talent from around the world knocking down the door right here in Pacific Coast Wrestling.
You know, I don't want to give this guy too much credit, but Rey Fenix is one of the best in the world under this style of lucha libre. But my favorite part about Rey Fenix is his ability to cross over. He can work American style. He can work catch as catch can. He can work mat wrestling. He's an incredible all-around performer is Rey Fenix. And he happens to be one hell of a nice guy, too. If you speak Spanish like I do, you get backstage, you talk to these luchadors, and they are the most humble people. And Rey Fenix is no different. But tonight, Rey Fenix, the Warrior, is about to come out, and Xtreme Tiger's in trouble.
Xtreme Tiger in his own right, a former X Division champion on Impact Wrestling. Both men shake hands early, sign a great sportsmanship in this sport. What a treat this should be.
Incredible already now, as you see the Greco-Roman grappling, wrist control there by Xtreme Tiger, and now countering each other.
Both men trying to get that early advantage, get a hold of the arm. You mentioned Fenix can wrestle any style. The official and their head official, Rick Knox, he can referee any style as well.
Sure can. And for Xtreme Tiger and Rey Fenix, you might think that they've matched up somewhere. You might think that they've gone one-on-one in Guadalajara or in Jalisco. They faced off, but it's not true. This is the first time ever in a night of first-time evers.
Not
Every
even
single
in
match.
Oaxaca?
Not even in Oaxaca or El Ciudad de Cancun. Instead,
wow,
PCW gets the first action here for these two, and we're off to a great start. Head scissors takedown there.
Had to go a
Xtreme
long
Tiger.
way, yep, had to go a long way to get it. Picks up the steam. And much like we saw in our opening contest with Penta Cerro Miedo, great counter striking there by Fenix.
And for Rey Fenix, this is a guy who's been through a lot. Oh, wow. For Rey Fenix, in the wrestling world that we live today, for him to be as popular as he is, for him to get it around as much as he does, what are we going to see here? Xtreme Tiger, wow, missing.
Fenix going upstairs. He certainly is the bigger, stronger of the two on paper. We'll see if that plays out. Talk strategy when you look at the size of both competitors, Christian.
Well, both men have incredible physiques. Both of them have great bases. They both have great balance, the ability to flip around the ring and avoid and be elusive. But for Rey Fenix, I believe there's a little bit of an experience edge against Xtreme Tiger. Rey Fenix has been here in PCW before. For Xtreme Tiger, this is his PCW debut. Again, in a night full of firsts. Wow, huge chop.
And to our point, perhaps Fenix gonna go the power game. Known for the Phoenix driver, that underhook power bomb. Maybe he's gonna go high impact. Goes for the cover now after that big kick right to the Espalda. It's the back.
Espalda?
Yes.
How do you spell it though, Todd? That's the real question.
Oh, I got this. Espalda.
Espalda. The fans now getting behind Rey Fenix as Rey sends off Xtreme Tiger. Counter with a kick. Tiger hits the ropes.
I think I saw a diente or two fly there.
What is this?
Oh, man.
Oh,
wow.
man.
How about that, Christian? Goes 12-6 on the clock, and now pinpoint drop kick. Into the cover goes Xtreme Tiger, living up to the moniker. I thought maybe it was going to be a leg lace takedown, dragon screw leg whip, but then in midair just drives it down into the canvas.
It's really difficult to prepare for the unorthodox offense of Xtreme Tiger.
Have to see if Fenix can get around on that wheel. Holding up pretty good right now, upstairs.
And Tiger has no idea where he is right now. Into the cover. Only a 2 count for Fenix, and how the hell did Tiger just kick out?
Man, that looked like a penalty kick there in soccer by Fenix. He had a wide open shot on goal, and he took it.
It's like a bicycle kick, not a penalty kick. A penalty kick is when the ball is sitting there, Todd.
I'm going penalty because Xtreme Tiger paid the price. See how I was trying to work that in.
Well done. And now these two going to exchange in the middle of the ring after a little bit of mat wrestling. Sends him off, float over by Xtreme Tiger. Slips through the legs.
Man.
Slips out of the ring now. What's Tiger going to do here?
So elusive. Springboard now into the drop kick. These guys so quick. Like trying to catch smoke in your bare hand. Trying to
look
take
at
a
this,
hold of it.
partner.
Look out. Wow.
Xtreme Tiger leaving it all on the line as he does a corkscrew plancha over the top rope and lands flush into his opponent.
Variation of that saber-tooth splash. He gets that corkscrew when he hits it to the outside, and what I love about it is, I mean, you're pretty much, when you're in midair, you can't really control your body that much, but he hit it perfectly. Got body on body. You know, a lot of times you see those big dives and they don't really hit pay dirt. They don't really come to fruition. There he got all of it.
And what's Xtreme Tiger thinking here as he scales to the top rope, trying to make a name for himself here in Pacific Coast Wrestling.
Creating distance
my
now.
God.
Wow. Dios mio, what a shot into the cover. That's got to do it. No. Tiger digging down deep. I think he's gone through a few of those 9 lives here, Christian.
I think so too. As Rey Fenix now trying to get the crowd behind him to try and salvage every bit of energy from the audience here as he now stalks his opponent. And what's he thinking here? What's Rey Fenix going to do here?
Mentioned it before, might be thinking Phoenix driver, but a nice counter strike by Xtreme Tiger.
Big forearm answer from Rey Fenix, but a right hand by Xtreme Tiger. And now both men exchanging right hands and right forearms in the center of the ring. Spinning
Changes
kick.
levels. Oh, man, but that leg of Phoenix still compromised. You saw it. Buckled there momentarily. Goes upstairs. Oh, wow. What a clothesline there. Both men down. Both guys paying the price.
Oh, wow, look at that. Nip up. Only 2 seconds into the 10 count. Rey Fenix comes up.
Rolling through. Both guys jockeying for position. Look out here.
Oh, my God, look at his right shoulder. Look at the torque on that right shoulder. And he might have to tap out, and if he can't tap, he'll have to verbally quit.
Thought he's maybe going to get him into a crucifix pin as well, but no, rolls through. Momentum might have saved Phoenix there and got to the ropes. Heads up move by Rey Fenix.
Rey Fenix, the veteran luchador, the veteran pro wrestler, returning here to Pacific Coast Wrestling. And for Xtreme Tiger, oh wow, takes a big boot there. Will we see a head scissors takedown? No, forces him into the middle rope, turnbuckle.
Using the ring as a weapon. Look at this. Wow, incredible. What a shot. Phoenix, is he going to get him? No.
Oh, what? Oh, that had to be it. And Rey Fenix, you could see it in his eyes, wondering how it's not possible that he didn't get the 3 count there.
Earlier we saw the La Lanza by Penta Cero Miedo there, the Garra del Phoenix, but did not get the 1, 2, 3.
Wow, look at him muscling him up from a down position. Rey Fenix follows in, but takes an elbow.
It's that size discrepancy we talked about. Attempted acai moonsault. Nobody home.
That's got to be it, Todd. That's it.
Did it come down to the size being the difference there, Christian Cole? Xtreme Tiger looking for the acai moonsault. Caught by Rey Fenix into that sit-out pile driver. A major dolor de cabeza.
I think you're onto something, Todd Kennelly. I think that you have a great point. I mean, there was a size difference between these two luchadors, between these two warriors. But tonight, I think it was the fact that Rey Fenix, he was just that much better on this evening. And for Rey Fenix, he moves on and ranks up here in PCW, potentially putting him in line for a light heavyweight championship shot in the future.
And here you see the sportsmanship by Rey Fenix. Again, the first ever one-on-one matchup between these two great luchadors. And you saw it right here, Pacific Coast Wrestling.
That's a lot of respect. That's a lot of class there, Christian Cole.
Reminds me of WrestleMania 6. Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. There's so much respect between these two warriors who left it all in the ring. And for Rey Fenix, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to congratulate Xtreme Tiger on an effort, but he did. And this is what Mexico is all about.
Wow,
this is what Lucha Libre is all about.
Excellent point, and that just, these two brought everything they had. That just might have been the ultimate challenge between these two great luchadors.
Mutual respect between two incredible athletes, Fenix and Xtreme Tiger. And that is just a taste of what you can see by going to PCWOnDemand.com and streaming High Tide in its entirety. Pentagon Jr., RVD, Warbeast, Keith Lee, Sami Callihan, Willie Mack, Flip Gordon, and so many more round out one of the best cards from start to finish in Ultra history. It's all just one click away at PCWOnDemand.com.
Pacific Coast Wrestling, The Shining. This is a Syrian Death Match. Making our way to the ring, your participants for your main event.
أنا زينب يا شيعة واسوني أخي المذبوح عالرمضاء عزوني أنا زينب يا شيعة واسوني أخي المذبوح عالرمضاء عزوني أنا زينب أنا زينب أنا زينب أنا زينب يا شيعة
This contest, a Syrian Death Match. Introducing first, being accompanied to ringside by MK. From Syria, weighing 225 pounds, the Almighty Sheik.
For good reason, Christian Cole, because they don't come any more cold-blooded than this man, the Almighty Sheik. To what lengths will he go tonight? Has he led MVP as the lamb to the slaughter? Did he let him survive last time so he can get him in this type of matchup, a style of matchup that he, quite frankly, has never lost, a matchup that no American has competed in, the Syrian Death Match?
This is the first time we're going to see this match here in the United States. This is the first time we're going to see this match here at Pacific Coast Wrestling. What are the implications of a Syrian Death Match? What are we about to see? What type of violence will MVP have to go through in order to get even close to being at the level of violence and hatred and pure evil that is MK and his client, the Almighty Sheik?
You've talked about mind games many times tonight. The ultimate mind games. Making your opponent, in essence, face death. Beat him to a pulp and put him in a body bag. Can you imagine that darkness just closing in on your lifeless body? Nothing you can do about it.
I gotta tell you, I'm a little claustrophobic, Todd. Just the thought of even, looking at a body bag, much less being inside of it. what type of condition will MVP or Sheik, for that matter, need to be in order to be secured into that body bag? I mean, we're going to see something that we've never seen before here in PCW.
Sheik with this ceremonial prayer, praying to the Holy Land, praying to Mecca, but I don't think there's going to be anything holy about what he does inside that ring and outside the ring here tonight.
Miami Beach, Florida, weighing 251 pounds, on Montaña Quarter,
MVP last time at Release the Kraken took the fight that the Sheik could dish out and took the fight to the Sheik. But can he survive this Syrian Death Match main event here tonight? The Ronin, the Last Samurai. He's had some international battles as well. In the land of the rising sun, he raised some hell. But even he has got to be questioning, what have I gotten myself into?
So we have to talk about MVP's resume. We have to talk about the fact that he's a former WWE United States champion. Here they go. Wow. Wasting no time, dropping bombs on each other. Big right hands from MVP, sending Sheik off the ropes.
Nobody home for that big kick there, and the Sheik to the outside. Again, there will be no rules, no count outs, no disqualifications in this one. So Sheik can spend as much time as he wants out there, but not if MVP has anything to say about it. Blindsides him. MVP is going to have to dig down deep and play by a whole new set of rules in this one.
We talked about MVP's resume in terms of being a wrestler, but we also have to mention some of the harder things to discuss about MVP. I mean, MVP, a former convict, an ex-con with a really seasoned and dark history. You know, he paid his dues, he served his time, and now out and turning a new leaf. But the fact is that MVP has a very dark past, and I don't think he's a stranger to death matches. I don't think he's a stranger to the Syrian death match, the idea of the violence and the blood and the sweat that it takes to win a match like this.
Christian Cole, he may have a somewhat of a dark past, but unfortunately he may have an even darker future inside that body bag if the Sheik has anything to say about it. Trying to send him into the guardrail, reversal by MVP, and sending him. Every seat's gonna be a front row seat in this one.
And already, Sheik is already in the audience, and what we saw last time at Release the Kraken, we saw these guys brawl into the crowd with chairs, with weapons, with blood and sweat. Everything was there, and now we're already seeing, we're 60 seconds into this match, we're already seeing them spill into the crowd in a chair. And what's gonna happen here? Oh!
A vicious shot by MVP, showing that he will go to any lengths as well. And oh man, did he ever waffle him with that. Fans, you gotta be careful out here. I beg of you, don't get between these two men, heated rivals, hated enemies. MVP going to work, and you're right, he was able at Release the Kraken to use the entire arena as a weapon. Oh, he didn't miss that time.
Not at all, getting all of that boot into the face of the Almighty Sheik, and this crowd here in Torrance, California fires up, chanting MVP. You know, Todd, have you ever seen what we saw at Release the Kraken? I mean, what we're about to see right now, have you seen it in your illustrious career as a commentator?
I haven't seen anything like that level of violence, but I'm afraid, and I shudder to think that it's going to get even worse here tonight, because the locker room came out. Oh, DDT on the apron, and many a competitor will tell you outside of that post, the hardest point in that ring.
Well, that's exactly right, Todd. If you actually were to peel that canvas off from the ring and look from the center of the ring, you would see wooden planks, and those are very unforgiving. But when you get to the outside, you actually have steel beams that keep the shape of that square circle, that ring. And those steel beams are the most unforgiving thing to be taken down on. And she just took a DDT on him.
MVP grabbing the timekeeper table, and why not? I don't think there's any time limit in this one, so it's not going to be needed. But MVP's got plans for it. Yeah, the level of violence, but as I talked about last time, the locker room came out to stop the
that's a spike.
Oh, it sure is that
that's
Syrian spike.
And he's got it. And he's trying to get leverage. If he gets this leverage, he could be stabbing MVP, grinding just like he did last time. Look how close it is to his forehead here, just inches. Oh, and MVP gouging the eyes. The only choice he had was to fight back. Now grabbing the spike and getting rid of it. It seems to me like MVP wants to beat his ass. I'm not sure that MVP's the type of guy who wants to stab his opponent.
Well, MVP was all too happy to use that spike last time after he
got
got
it.
it.
That was after he had already been pushed. That was after they had been fighting for 20 or 30 minutes. You know, this is insane, but this is more of the Almighty Sheik's wheelhouse, you know. The Syrian people, many Americans they fear the Syrian people, the refugees of Syria. Many people think that people like Sheik should be deported, and that Donald Trump will take guys like Sheik and send them back to wherever he comes from.
MVP might want to be a refugee and get out of there, but the reverse neck breaker, perhaps a little rude awakening for the Sheik, because MVP isn't going anywhere. He's not going to run. He's not going to hide. He's going to try and tan the hide of the Almighty Sheik. He's grinding him up.
That's got to hurt right there, grinding the forehead. Is that his chain in his hand there? And now you're seeing the blood. You're seeing the streaming lifeblood of the Almighty Sheik on his forehead as Sheik is being taken up to the top rope. And will that blood impair his vision?
Oh, it sure could. I hope it doesn't impair his vision of the zipper being zipped and the darkness closing in when he's in that damn body bag. That's what I don't hope. MVP, another big shot, and the Sheik crumbles to the outside. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Wow. And MVP catching a breath now as Sheik is down and bleeding profusely from his forehead. Will he lose enough blood to just literally pass out, or will he continue the fight against MVP? MVP certainly with the advantage here, Todd Kennelly.
He does, but for how long? Again, the Sheik, the expert in this style of matchup, he's undefeated, so MVP's got a big hill to climb. He's got the Sheik on that table on the outside, and MVP was the one who wanted this matchup. He said, I want you at the Shining, and I just might kill you.
Look at MK here, grabbing the heel of MVP, getting in the way and allowing Sheik the opportunity to come up and hit him from behind. The crowd really doesn't like that.
You're right, bought him just enough time. And a wide open shot, now he's got the bell.
Oh, not the ring bell. What is he doing? Oh! Putting it where the sun don't shine and giving it a ding.
Yeah, ding dong.
Yeah, shades of Big Dick Johnson earlier tonight with the ring bell just hitting the ding dong.
And Sheik now again, he'll hit the man low and he will have no remorse, no regret. He has no care for the man's health, welfare, or future. Now a steel chair right across the back. That table's still out there and in play. And I think it could be the beginning of the end, because now the Sheik has taken control of his specialty, his style of match. You see the big grin on the kisser, Cheshire Cat-esque on MK's face.
He does look like the Cheshire Cat.
And now the Sheik taking control. MVP wanted this battle, but as a result, Sheik got to name the style of matchup, and it is very much in his favor.
You know, I gotta tell you, it seems like ever since the Sheik actually started bleeding profusely in this match, he's gotten better. He's gotten stronger. It's almost like the people of Syria, these sort of jihadists, like the Almighty Sheik. You know, as soon as they start bleeding, as soon as they see their demise, they become martyrs. They become fighting for their cause. You know, it's incredible to see. Oh, it's incredible to see him really get stronger as he bleeds more.
Yeah, it's his face blanketed in blood, but I think that's a bit of a blanket statement. You can't project that onto all of the people of Syria. They're not all a madman like this Almighty Sheik.
When Donald Trump becomes the king of our country, you'll see that guys like Sheik will be taken out.
I wish I could build a wall right here between us at this commentary table.
It's not funny, Todd.
But camel clutch now by the Sheik. And if he can cinch this in, wrench down, render MVP unconscious with it, because MVP,
look at MK coming in and slapping.
That is just disgusting.
He's slapping the face, disrespectfully slapping the face of MVP.
Salt in the wound, but if he can put him out with this, he can put him in that body bag. MVP digging down deep and escapes. But will he escape with his life? Syrian Death Match main event after an incredible night, but we don't know what to expect from this one, Christian.
There's really no way to predict what's going to happen in this match. I mean, I didn't think that the Sheik would be busted open so fast. I didn't think he'd be bleeding all over the ring just so quickly into the match, but he is. And then what did we see? When we started to think that he'd pass out, that he had no chance of getting any further in the match, it turns out that he got stronger, and now he has the advantage in the match, even though he's cut.
Sheik's blood was spilled last time as well. At Release the Kraken, MVP in a post-match interview made sure to mention, I've got blood on my hands, but it's not mine, it's yours. And that's the way it's gonna be, the way it's gonna stay. MVP peppers him now.
Yeah, by the way, that interview by MVP after that match at Release the Kraken is one of the great interviews in wrestling history. I really love the passion behind what MVP had to say about the Sheik after the Release the Kraken match. And if you haven't seen it, just go to PacificCoastWrestling.com for all the information about upcoming shows, about past shows. You can shop, you can buy beanies, hats, merchandise, DVDs, all at PacificCoastWrestling.com.
Well, Sheik might want to buy some time right now if he's going shopping. He's in big time trouble. MVP digging down deep. He is pouring it on.
Yeah, MVP looking good here, man. I mean, really looking good. I mean, this match has been back and forth so far, but really MVP, as I said, he's an ex-con. You know, this is a guy who had to live on the prison yard and deal with the guys, the toughest guys, the toughest of the tough, Todd. You know, MVP stuck around and survived.
Here we go.
Ballin'!
Oh, yeah. He shoots, he scores, and he might have got some technical fouls throughout this matchup, the way things are going.
Absolutely. MVP just really in control here. Did the referee just hand him the body bag? Now that's the point of this match. Now the Syrian Death Match, as MK so eloquently explained to us earlier, in order to win the match, you have to place your opponent in the body bag and zip the body bag up.
Got to have him in that compromising position. You have to beat him, in essence, lifeless. MVP now, what's he got in mind? Superplex perhaps to the outside through the table. That could do it. MVP, an architect of destruction here in Torrance.
Yeah, he's really trying to get the leverage there, but if you see there, Sheik using his right hand to actually hold onto that rope to create an issue for MVP. MVP not able to get the leverage to pull him off. He needs to separate that right hand of the Sheik. What's MK doing?
MK, get out of there. Damn it, get out of there. Oh, he might get out of there in a big way. Come on. Yeah, do it. MVP's got his hands all over MK. Oh, the Sheik with a fireball.
Oh, no, another
fireball.
fireball.
Now through the table. My goodness, double jeopardy.
And another fireball again. As we saw it release the Kraken, we see it again. This time the fireball landing on his target, on the face of MVP instead of on his own manager MK, as we saw it release the Kraken. What kind of effect will that have on this match?
Well, what do you think? The man was blinded by a fireball and then his hapless body falls through the table. MK's got that body bag.
How is this fair? How is this fair that MK is up in the ring, holding the body bag? I mean, this is basically a handicap match, folks.
Yeah, well, impromptu handicap match, and it might be that literally after what just happened to MVP. Damn it.
And now placing the body bag over MVP, all he needs to do is get his body into the bag and zip the bag up. And the Almighty Sheik will be the winner here in our main event at Pacific Coast Wrestling, The Shining.
We talked about buying and say he might be some
and he's
buyer's
halfway
remorse.
in,
Careful
Todd.
what you wish for MVP. He's halfway in that body bag.
The fans really not liking it.
They can't believe what they're seeing. The man that they thought was their best hope to rid PCW of this disease, this madman. He's almost completely enveloped in that body bag, Christian Cole. I don't see any hope of surviving here.
MVP's family and kids are here. I honestly want to get them out of here. This is sick. This is sick. If he gets this bag closed, this match is over. Oh God, I can't even look at this. Look at the evil grin on the manager, MK. And that's it.
He did it. And a hush falls over the. Well, I guess let's make it official. Damn it, go ahead. Make it official.
Your winner of the match, the Almighty Sheik.
What can you say, Todd? I mean, at first it was silence and now booze cascading over the Oak Street Gym here at Pacific Coast Wrestling's headquarters. What can you say? I mean, I feel sick. People have accused me of doing bad stuff in wrestling. People have accused me of being a snake in the grass. I wouldn't even stoop to these levels. He threw a fireball into his face.
Yeah. And MVP through the table, a table that he set up. MVP came here to fight. He came here ready for a war, but in the end, it was just those brutal tactics. The Sheik remains undefeated in his style of matchup, the Syrian Death Match, but my God, that's MVP's body. his body in that bag. This, I mean, what we've witnessed, it's gut turning. It's disgusting.
And what does this mean for the other undefeated members of the roster here at Pacific Coast Wrestling? What does it mean for Scorpio Sky? What does it mean for Kratos? What does it mean for some of the other real big talents here at PCW? I mean, if Sheik can do this to MVP, what is he going to do with the rest of the roster?
We talked about Pacific Coast Wrestling is the full spectrum of professional wrestling. This wasn't wrestling, this was war, and war is hell.
Wow. There's a lot of respect now from the Torrance, California fans showing love to MVP. And what is MK doing back out here?
I don't know, but damn it, enough's enough. MVP, he's got a little something left. Oh, yeah. I think one size fits all, buddy.
Yeah, that body bag would be real nice for keeping MK warm. But MVP doing it for another ball in. Wow.
Bit of a moral victory here by MVP, but he's just running on fumes. He's got to be completely exhausted, rising from the grave here, and yeah, bag him.
Bag him and tag him, says the crowd here. Honestly, man, MVP, just what an incredible effort by him. And after getting, he could have third-degree burns on his face right now, but with the sense to just get a little payback on the manager of the Sheik.
Well, despite the odds of having to face the Sheik in his specialty, that Syrian Death Match, I guess at this point you could say MVP's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, it seems as he does. As he zips him up here, and as you said, a little moral victory here for MVP. Oh, breaking the sunglasses.
Well, MK's future at one point may be so bright he has to wear shades constantly. Now that future dark now of MK. All's fair in love and war. Sheik might have won the battle. MVP, will he win the war? We may never know.
MVP getting a small measure of revenge, despite the Sheik coming out with the win. And while this was the last singles encounter between these two, MVP would come back to challenge the Sheik almost a year later, and unknowingly spur the most dominant championship reign in Ultra history. You can watch that moment, as well as 4+ years of archives, right now by going to PCWOnDemand.com. Hundreds of hours featuring some of the very best wrestlers from around the world, all at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Next week on Mutiny, the best of 3 series comes to an end. It's the rubber match. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Joe Graves versus the submission specialist Timothy Thatcher. For our entire crew, this is Mike Simmons, and we'll catch you next week here on Mutiny.